All right. Good afternoon, YouTube. This is man with George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodyweight Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, I know usually I have the Joker in here, but this time I'm pretty sage. But like I said, they're both my monikers and my identities on social media. Jiraiya, aka the Perfect Sage. He was a great. If you ever watch Naruto cartoons, he was a great. He was kind of like a great, teacher to Naruto, and also to his father, the fourth. Anyway, folks, we have just had a show this weekend. It was one of the few shows that had women's bodybuilding. That was the Brazilian Expo Supershow in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And I talked about the show, and it was, I think, one of the shows that could have really went off. It was like a little bit more stacked. I think a lot of people were looking forward to seeing model ladies, especially from Brazil. Brazil has always had a great history when it comes down to bodybuilding. A lot of amazing ladies have competed, come from that country, and represented their careers in the sport of bodybuilding as pros and amateurs. But this was one of these shows that just, for women's bodybuilding, it was like very low attendance. As you know, originally there was one lady, but in the last minute, another lady jumped on, and shout outs to her. And I don't want to offend anybody by saying their names because there's my partner coming in, and yo, partner, hello, hello, Jen, you hear me, Jen? Yo, Jen, if are you in, or just go in and out? I don't know what's going on. Jen usually, I'm not hearing from anything. You might be just, hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Give me 1 second.
All right. Yeah. He's got to come back. Salute to our man, Balls Deep. What up and salute. Yeah, Balls Deep. Chicago in the house, and he says Chicago in here. Yeah, Chicago. Man, you keep, you're like a cartoon, man. Keep repeating yourself. Yeah. What's that mean, Duke? These not gelato on deck. What I mean, Duke, man. Balls Deep, man. You just, you crazy, man. And he says, smash that like button. Yeah, appreciate it. And he's laughing at us. And a fan of Natalia Quayle. Yeah, you can be a fan of hers. I feel like she overdoes it some two times. Now we got my partner back here.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. So anyway, we had the show in Brazil, and I don't think they did a live stream or not. And, I know while I saw there was some video clips on certain people's IG and some websites had some video clips. This was a show where, at first glance, you had one competitor, but then the last minute, another lady jumped on. And shout out to both these ladies who represent bodybuilding. And it was one of these shows that I think would have been a great opportunity for some competitors to earn their qualification for the Olympia. But for some ladies I talked to, they didn't really know about the show till last minute. Some couldn't afford to go to all the way to Brazil. That's the one thing. It's not, like I said, it's very expensive to travel outside the United States. And then you have to go through a lot of protocols, especially if certain countries have with the virus, they have your pandemic protocols still in a place where you have to make sure you're vaccinated. Make sure you get tested. You are negative. But it's just one of those things. So did you see any stuff on social media about the show?
Not really, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was mostly set on the like it was promoted by Muscle Contents, and they do shows here and also do shows outside of the country. But I want to say congratulations to the lady who won the show, and that is one miss. I'm not gonna say her first name because I don't want to get it wrong, but Rodriguez Barros, and this was her bodybuilding pro debut. And on that shot, she gets a shot in the bit. At one point, she was gonna be like what happened with Eva Montgomery. Just be there and then just give you your prize money and say you're going to Olympia. But she did have another competitor at this show, and I'm gonna find. I forgot the lady's name. It's very. Some of these Brazilian names I'm not too good at. I am a country boy. I need to work on some of that. She,
Yeah.
yeah, she was pretty impressive. I'm gonna try to find her. Let me see. It was, uh, wait a minute. She's on here. No, wait a minute. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of her. And this lady, her name is, if I get the name wrong, I think I thought I had it. I don't know. She's on here, but she might be on another. Because she came in and she represented women's bodybuilding, and it needed, and she's actually a physique competitor. There's a video from the show when both ladies earned they won. Here's the video. It's a slight video. This is with the other lady, Barros, where she, won the qualification. There's the young lady right there. Her last name is Barrito. I know it was Santos before, but she got married some time ago. And look at the ladies; they're very happy. And she did pretty good. I mean, this is her first pro show, and she earned a qualification. The other lady looked pretty impressive. She competed in both women's body and women's physique. I know last time I saw her, she competed at the World Championships last year. But these most of the ladies did a great job representing women's bodybuilding, especially in Brazil. And she, I know she's very happy. I mean, this is her pro debut, and she wins. Now, some ladies who I sent some of the pictures to on social media said that she looks pretty good, but she needs to make the adjustments, especially for the Olympia, because it's gonna be, you gotta become heavy duty when competing at the Olympia. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. 100%. And yeah, unfortunately, there was no live stream of this event. Um, and besides that, I do not know much about these competitors. Especially female bodybuilders from Brazil. Um, I mean, there has been female bodybuilders from Brazil who competed at the Miss Olympia. Uh,
Annie Freitas is one because Annie Freitas was at there. You saw when she was right beside her when she got her sword. Annie Freitas
yeah,
was a bodybuilder, but made switch to physique, and now I think she doesn't compete anymore. She's a coach and a trainer. And there was Selma Labat. I don't know if Selma did the Olympia. She was only pro for maybe a couple of years, and then she took a step back after I think 2015. And then there was another lady who I remember, Simone Olivieri. She was huge. Simone was huge, and also she did pretty good. I think she did get Olympia, but it's always been a great history of women from Brazil that's been in the sport of bodybuilding. There's some ladies who I follow, see pictures of, follow that I say what they would, if they could ever come here, they could do pretty good. But it's hard to get into the United States, especially now dealing with this virus. That's the one thing. My man Big Duke, he's saying, uh, you never heard of Dulce Liquor or Gelato Wheat? No, man, I never heard that shit. I don't smoke. I don't drink. You know, and yeah, and she said she looks sexy. Yeah, she's pretty attractive. She's an attractive woman. This is the thing that we talk about, how there's some amazing, beautiful women supported by this, especially from other countries. And congratulations to her. Yeah, congratulations to her and all the ladies. Now, as you know, this is going to be her debut in Olympia this year. The big question is, I know some ladies who follow said that, can she make it? As you know, it's a suspense to come from Brazil to the United States. You got to do customs. You got to make sure you don't have any kind of criminal record, because if you got a criminal record, they're not going to let you in the United States. And they also, she might need to really make the adjustments. As you know, she's going to be hitting some heavy hitters. You got Andrea Shaw, you got Margie V. Martin, you got Ivy Anderson, Teresa and Bostic. I just did a video about a few minutes ago. So many ladies are going to be coming in. Really, she really has to make the adjustments. What you think, brother?
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I definitely do agree. Um, um, look at, 'cause I didn't really see any pictures of her. So I can't really judge or give a good critique wise. Yeah, sorry if I sound very tired right now.
That's all right.
We've been having construction at my house,
Oh God.
and I had to take my cat to the vet at 11 a.m. I really did not get that much sleep,
well,
unfortunately.
we're not gonna
But
hold you.
yeah,
We're not gonna hold you too long. If you want to,
yeah.
you want to step out because, like I said, I can do the rest of it because, like I said, you don't know much about the lady. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put her social media stuff in the link, and y'all want to check her out, her website. Check her out on IG, and see how what you think of her. I mean, I think she looks impressive. I mean, she has a good track. I know somebody who I did a video back said they told me I should do an interview with her, but I think she speaks very much, Brazilian. And if I do an interview with her, I need a translator. We can do,
Portuguese.
yeah, Portuguese, yeah. And when what Fred told me that Brazilian is different from Portuguese. Even though it's about the same language in a way, they do change it a little bit. It's like certain forms of Spanish. Like you go to like
But
Mexico.
just call it uh
Like,
Brazilian Portuguese.
yeah, it's like that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mix. But we got my man Balls Deep. Yeah, bless and peace and blessings to the chat. Appreciate you, brother. And I'm hearing excuses. Hey man, you want to do this, man? Come on here, do this. We don't need your backseat driving comments, all right? But like I said, if you feel like you want to step out, I can do the rest because I know you'll follow a lot of the women physique. As you know, one lady who made her fifth show since winning the Olympia. She took second in Olympia, and this is going to be her fifth show. Is one I think that my man Ballsy just mentioned, Natalie Abraham Puerto, and Natalie, she already done three shows this year, and this was her fifth show after Olympia, her third show this year, and she won, and there was no surprise, first place again. I think it's talking about she might do two more shows, but I think she needs to try to slow it down a little bit. I know it's about competition, I know it's about that, but chick, you already got your Olympia qualification. I
Yeah.
mean, why are you doing
Well,
doing these shows?
yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am gonna step out, and hopefully next time, I think there is a show coming up, live stream. So hopefully there's a live stream for it, and we can also do an update on the point system thing as well. We haven't done an update yet, but I'll do that next time when I'm uh, half awake, basically. And
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go ahead and go get your rest. You should have shot me and say you were tired because I could have just done it by myself. But I
nah,
really
I wanted to show up though because I didn't show up
appreciate.
last week. So
Well, we appreciate you. Like that guy who got everybody saw the news where the guy worked at Burger King for 27 years, perfect attendance, and they gave him a goodie bag. That's some shit.
yeah,
I worked my job for my old job for 13 years, perfect attendance all 13 years, and then two times I got $50 each. That's $100. Twice, I mean, for perfect attendance I got $50. That's $100 each. I mean, come on, get him there like $200 or $300 and give him a vacation or something. That's just some shit. But I do appreciate you coming through and representing, and I don't think we got a show next weekend because there's gonna be a show coming over in Portugal, which is the Big Man Evolution. That's the weekend after next. So we'll figure out something we can talk about next weekend.
we'll do a catch up.
Yeah, we'll do a catch up. Yeah, we can do like a
Perfect.
review of all ladies in the shows and different issues we win. Okay.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Peace out, everybody.
All right. Peace out. Thank you for coming through, brother. Anyway, my brother Jen has to go take his rest. My man JM 2021. We need more Brazilian women representing the Olympia. Yeah, but the thing is that there's not so many shows over the Olympia other than the show Other than maybe for women's physique, like I know at this show, Brazilian show, there was one lady who I'm surprised didn't do this show, and that is Carolina Santos. And you know, Carolina Santos, she's competes in physique. She did a couple of shows last year after the Olympia, which was she competed at the Romania Muscle Fest and the Big Man Weekend in Spain. But Carolina didn't compete at this show because this is in her own backyard. But my guess she feel like she didn't want to, I don't know, maybe cost of, remember she a couple of years back, she did like a fundraiser for herself. She went in the streets wearing her proposal suit and tried to fundraise it because she already got a qualification, but because the cost of traveling to the United States doing the Olympia, and that was when the Olympia was still in Orlando. It's kind of like whatever's going on. We need more. Okay, oh yeah, so he's already said that. He said, "Good to see the women win and get a shot at the old title." Yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. Now the other lady, I did find her. She posted her stuff. I was trying to find her on IG. I had an IG. Let me find it for me. Her name is Arsenio Chicon Barrete. I think it was. I can't. I mean, these names. I'm out of time with it. But I call her Miss AB. Out of respect. And she did all right. She came in. I think she placed pretty well. She got second place, which earned her qualification. We'll give her points. She also, if she wants, she can do women's. She double this in women's bodybuilding and women's physique, and she looked pretty impressive. I think she might have. We might see her some more. I know. She has great, good by size, but she needs to work on her definition. If she can bring in a little more tighter presentation, she probably would have done a lot better up against Barros. But it's tough. And a lot of these ladies, like, they are still working. Some women are recovering. Some women are prepping for more of the prestigious shows. And this show, I remember I said this show to some ladies. Some ladies said that, damn, they wish they prepped. They didn't. So they wish they had the time to do the show because you only had one competitor there at the time. They felt like they could have won. But then the other lady came up at the last minute, and here she is right here. I'm going to put her social media stuff in the description. And her name is Studio Pro. I mean, she looks pretty impressive. I mean, she came in. She. I think some things she made adjustments at. Like, look at her back. She has wow. Look at that back. I think one thing I think she might need to work out is get a little tightness in the quads. I think she looked pretty good. I mean, she was a physique competitor, but also she does women's bodybuilding, so she double dips. So gives the opportunity. She gets your qualification, and I think I'll put her. See, let me see if I find her social media. See, there's. It's I can't say the name right, but she's been competing. Like, look here, this picture here too. She is, she's huge and shredded. I mean, let me follow her. I don't know. Like I say, you gotta, if you do this content, you need to follow most of these ladies. And I think, like I say, I'm gonna put her social media stuff in the description. I believe her last name was Santos, last time I remember, but then I believe she got married some time ago, and she changed to a different name. I think this is from her. See the video's working. This is for her posing. She looks pretty good. I'm not gonna play no music. I gotta be careful how YouTube is. They give you a strike for any little thing. So yeah, yeah. Yeah. I put her social media stuff in the description so you can check her out. Support her. I mean, maybe eventually, if I can get like a translator, a lot of ladies speak Brazilian. Yeah, you see. Here we go. I mean, Yasha Alice is wellness, but always relevant in all her sponsors. But that's Latin women that I love. Okay. JEL. George, did you send Jada Beverly a cake or should I? Yo, KLA man, you want to do it? You can make a video for Jada, make it like a little birthday cake or something like that. You see, another girl that has potential. Yeah, she has potential. This is man from great looking physique. Yeah, she's shredded. I think I followed the one you showing. Yeah, I put in the circle in the link for the other one KLA, so you can check her out. I know you like to make videos and give these ladies some recognition. Much respect to her. And these ladies, it's gonna be, it's look like it's gonna be a decent Olympia. And y'all can see a lot of the heavy hitters. That's the thing is, I know some ladies that I think one person I think we might not see depending is Stephanie Flesher. If you follow Stephanie on social media, Stephanie says she has a fascist plantar, which is she has a foot injury. I don't know how long she's gonna be out. She might be out for the next 3 or 4 months. There's Chicago's coming up in a month from now. You got the Atlanta coming up that week before, and there's the Tampa in August. So I think she's gonna be out of action. We don't know, how long she's gonna be out here. Jada Beverly should replace Tessa Thompson on Valkyrie. She got the look for the new Thor movie. Yeah, I think she would. She would make a. I think Jada needs to work on her acting. I think me and Jada talked about this, where I think she would make a great actress. I might do a thing where I do a split between Jada and Tessa. Maybe if I knew how to do a thing, I might dress up as Valkyrie. I mean, Jada and Tessa both have the same black skin complexion as well. It will work. Yeah, it probably work. You could probably play off as her Valkyrie sister. Like if do. I don't know if Valkyrie will ever get her own movie. It might be another Thor spinoff or something like that. They might do it on Disney Plus. She can play her sister like in a flashback. And I figure I should. You know what? Next time I do one of my what's the faces, I'll do a split and say that you would be great if you played Valkyrie's sister for the next Thor movie. I think she'll love that. Jada, she's allowed. I think she'll love that. But anyway. This show was, like I said, a show that was like under the wire. Somebody I sent the links to about the show. They said that they wish they had done this show. One lady said she wished she could afford to go to Brazil because she felt like if she did that show, she probably got a Olympic qualification or enough points where she's get into leadership for points for the points qualification. But it's just that it's a thing. Yes, here agree JM. Jada looked like would be a good Valkyrie, but she should be Nubia for the Wonder Woman. Yeah, maybe that too. I mean, I'll let her know that. Nubia, yes, I agree. KLA, yeah. I think there's also a Brazilian Wonder Woman because I like to. I don't follow comics like much I used to. I like to listen to varied comics. They always talk about comics. All things comics, and even though I don't collect comics like used to when I was younger. I still like to watch some stuff like him and Dan Coe. I'm even though like I said I don't read comics like I used to, I still like comics. I got a bunch of them. One day I got to go through them and maybe try to think about selling them. Maybe make a little extra money on the side. Somebody told me the best thing to do is get yourself this book called Overstreet, which is like a book catalog about pricing comic books, and probably the best place to go would be like these Florence, South Carolina. There's a Florence, South Carolina. They have a big yard sale, and that'd be the best place to do it because Florence is a good sized city. You probably get some comic collectors. I mean, maybe I can make maybe a few $100s out of it because if I take it to the comic book store, he told me that the comic store would try to sell you, buy them off you like near dirt cheap. Yeah, here you go from JM. Coelho could be the Brazilian version of the comic book version of Wonder Woman. Yeah, maybe, but she's too short. That thing is she's too short. I think she's like I think Natalia's like maybe about 5'4", 5'3", and Wonder Woman has to be a little taller. She might be a great I don't know. I'm trying to think of she had a set accent to her voice. I'm trying to think of one comic. I'm trying to think of somebody. I remember there's a comic hero called I think her name is Fire or something, and she has kind of a Spanish like accent. She probably would be, maybe Ty could play her. But yeah. But I know you guys, you smos, you simps, you love Talia Coelho. To me, she's all right. I think, but she's been taking up a lot of shows. And, a lot of women are, like I said, missing an opportunity because, I know she wants to be competitive. I know that. It's no surprise about Natalia. But, it's to the point. This is your 5th show since the Olympia. fifth show since Olympia, 3 this year. Now she's just in her mid-20s, and she's popular. I mean, guys like her. She has a very distinctive look about her. Like I said, I mean, I think is a muscle smoked, and I think she is highly attractive. I'm not gonna lie about that. I mean, look at her. I mean, she has that nice smile, great abdominals, great physique, but I think she's gonna burn herself out if she's not careful. You know, like I said, here goes my man KLAA, George, female bodybuilders' interest is like the comic books. Yeah, I like comic books. Like watching movies and stuff like that. Say Wonder Woman is 6 foot in DC Comics. Yes, she is. Wonder Woman's a tall woman. She's like maybe inch shorter than Batman, 4 inches shorter than Superman, because Superman's like 6'4", and Batman usually like 6'1" or 6'2". She's pretty tall. People forget that. Fire, yes, the Brazilian queen superhero. I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be perfect for her, Jay. Jessica Padilla, that would look like the WW Brazilian version. She's tall. Yeah, I think Jessica is about maybe she's not too tall. I think Jessica might be in high heels. She might be about 6 feet, but then I think Jessica is about 5'8", maybe 5'7". Because I follow Jessica Padilla. I follow her on social media. I see her stuff every so often. She loves the little things I see in her. I would love to get an interview with her. She's very attractive, but she's Puerto Rican. But all you got to do is like the accent's not too much different. So there's some difference, But yeah, it could be workable. You just gotta, she probably can do like I would say, you have HBO Max. They should do a Wonder Woman series, something like that. My man here, Blu-ray. Batman is 6'2", Superman is 6'3", 6'3". Well, it's sometimes it's 6'3", but in some comics it's 6'4". Also, remember, the late Christopher Reeves was 6'4", so he was a pretty tall man. He played Superman, and he's one of my favorite Supermans. Now, we're gonna get Tally off the screen, folks. I know you smoke purrs. You're looking at her and you want to do things to her. You want to. She's young. Get careful these young girls, fellas. They can break your heart. But anyway, a while back, some ladies who I've become acquainted with sent me a video. And this video was posted by a lady who is a former physique competitor. She's IFB Pro. She's a physique competitor. Also, she does content on social media. And they sent me this video she did. And I said, well, I want to talk about our MuscleTalk Mondays because, and the video was talking about how she thinks that, about the use of PEDs and also how female bodybuilding shouldn't be, around anymore. Why is it still here? I mean, as fans of female bodybuilding, I mean, we support it. I'm a fan of female bodybuilding. I'm always going to support it. I think it's a sport that don't get recognition. You should. And here goes my man Blu-ray. Yes, true, based on the movies too. Yeah, that's true. But because they changed Superman. If I was watching this morning, May TV had done a thing dedicated to Superman. Like every little comics, like Superman versions of Superman, and they showed one of the old Superman movies, the early Superman movies, where remember Superman, his powers were super strength, and he didn't fly, he jumped. And then later on, they changed that and they gave him superpowers. They gave him the different powers like X-ray vision, heat vision, super breath. I remember in the Chris Reeve movie, he could clone himself. And remember he took that thing off his chest. I mean, even he was stronger. He was a lot stronger in the Christopher Reeve movies than he was the what's it? Is it Jamie Pinder? Oh my God, JM! Oh my God, already, JM. Yes, it's Jamie Pinder. And folks, I want to tell y'all something. I sent her a message about a couple of days ago, and she responded last night. So I'm going to have her come on here on live stream Thursday at 2:00, and we're going to have a little discussion about her what she said. Yeah, what it said. Yeah. Yes, his powers has evolved over the decades. Yeah, it has. Remember, I mean, I used to have collect Superman comics. I remember when he died. I mean, he came back, got stronger, then he got bigger. Then he became the two Superman, red and blue Superman, and all that stuff. That kept changing, but his powers has evolved. But yes, Jay man, uh, Jay, yeah, yeah, I watch YouTube videos all the time. I watch it, yeah, So Jay, you know what video I'm talking about. And this was sent to me by a lady who I did an interview website. We became very friendly. She's an amazing lady. She's a legend. She also knows Jamie, and she watched the video, and she had a very, she disagreed with some of Jamie's comments. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play some parts of the video. I want y'all to hear it. Give me your thoughts. What you think, and you think she's wrong at some points. So I'm going to show the video, and I'm going to play it. So and this is just for it's on YouTube, because anything's on YouTube. Hey, we can show it, but to a certain extent. YouTube's kind of funny about some stuff, and Jamie does get a point, because Jamie was a competitor. She competed in women's physique. She no longer competes. I don't think so. As you know, a lot of ladies who don't even compete anymore still pay their pro card, because the fact is they use that as like almost like a certification that they can train people. I know Jada told me this when she decided that she would take a step back from bodybuilding for a time, and she said that this is what it's a way so when she trains people, they know she's an IB pro. Some ladies who retire, they give up their pro cards to the fact that, hey, you got to pay all the expenses. But here's insert for the movie and video, and you can listen and give your thoughts.
$150 a year. And the third way that they're making money off of these women is putting seats in the audience. So ticket sales of shows. Now, the IFBB doesn't directly get money from ticket sales from, say, local and regional level shows. I don't know how it works with regional level shows, but for the most part, it's promoters that are making the majority of the money. They're paying a fee to the IFBB to hold that sanctioned event there. So they are making money through the success of whether or not a lot of people are participating and people want to view the sport. Has anything changed since 2013?
Well, here's the thing about this, Jamie. The thing is about people not coming to seats anymore, because you got to remember, now they're live streaming these competitions. See, live these competitions. Man, balls deep. What I missed? You missed a good bit, balls deep. You should have stayed. Don't be going out and going. I know you got to go to the bathroom. I know you got to do things. I show you those pictures over the girls from Brazil. I know you're doing some things to yourself. And my man Blu-ray. I don't know her. I'll check her out. Well, through. I'll put the link in for this video in the description. Blu-ray, and you can check it out. You can watch it for yourself. And my man JMM, he saw the video. He watched a lot of her videos. This video, she's talking about how now people go in the seats. Here's the thing about this: more people are watching these shows on live stream. And why would they want? Unless you're really hardcore fans, we just want to be there, see the ladies, and see them compete. Yes, I can understand that. But then the fact is we're going through an inflation. The cost of gas, the cost of everything, cost of living has jumped up sporadically. I mean, there's no real break for us every day. Tom, Dick, and Harry, and Joe Schmoes and Jay Schmoes. I'm planning on going to a show in a few months. It's Savannah. As you know, I live in North Carolina, and where I live, I'm 2 miles from South Carolina, and not too, like I said, a good way from Georgia. Well, that's why I think I want to go to this show, because Savannah show is a lot closer for me. I would love to go to some other shows, but as you know, I live on a budget, and sometimes it's not feasible to go every shows. But this would be an opportunity to go to my first show and see these ladies. There's ladies I'm talking to who's going to be picking the show, who I know have been going with on live stream and doing interviews. I would love to meet them finally in person. Okay, thanks. You're welcome, Blu-ray. And Jamie Pinder competed with ladies like Kara Newman, Julia McCarr, Autumn Swanson, and Danny Reagan. That's like almost like 6 or 7 years ago. Jay. I mean, that's a long time ago. And you remember recently, I think one of the ladies who took a step back, I think was Autumn Swanson or something? No, I think it was Mindy O'Brien. Mindy O'Brien came back. She competed at the Toronto Pro, and and I think she in the WPD back in the day. Yeah, physique was starting out and was still growing, developing. The Donnelly Bailey era, Julia McCarr, the 4-time Miss Olympia. Those women. but she still looks in good shape. But for whatever reason, like a lot of ladies, he take a step back, decided not to compete, and decided to focus on doing her business and do else. So I'll play a little bit more from her interview, and I think she talks about PEDs and women bodybuilding, and she still have a place in it. So I want y'all to listen.
Mentally strong enough to deal with that kind of thing. So not only are we putting young women at risk of virilization at a very young age, and these women, some of these women are making some of these decisions that are going to affect their health and their longevity and their fertility at a very young age where, I know when I was 20, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do with my life. It's just interesting for me to look at what's going on now. And I would like to get your opinion. What do you guys think? Do you think women's bodybuilding should have been brought back in the first place? Because
here's the thing is this. I'm going to say this one more time. Women's bodybuilding has been around for over 40 years, almost 50 years. As you know, women's bodybuilding started out like bikini. If you know the history of bodybuilding, it started like a bikini. Say, wow, echo. I'm sorry if I'm, I shouldn't have an echo. I'm sorry. I want to apologize if I put an echo Blu-ray, because I got, it's supposed to be, whatever. But but women's bodybuilding has been around for a long time. It's been around since it started in the, into the late 60s, early 40s. Actually, it started actually in the 70s when the women were more physical. It was, as in 1980 is the first Miss Olympia show and women's bodybuilding. But there was a show before that, which is called the World's Best. And that was more like women's physique, but it was women's bodybuilding. Pender's right. In some aspects, okay, she's right, but in some aspects, it's just, nah, I'm not going to say it, she's right. Donna Connor with the first, yeah, she was the first. She was the one. Also, can't forget, last weekend we had the two-time first Miss Olympia, Richard McLeish, Richard McLeish, who was the first Miss Olympia, also a two-time Miss Olympia. And, then, as the sport evolved. Here come Beth Francis, Corey Everson, Tommy McKnight, Laura Craval, Vicky Gates, Iris Kyle, Linda Murray, Kim Zaveski, Alina Popa, Andrea Blanchette. I mean, like anything, the sport has evolved. No problem. I understood her. Okay, yeah. Again, Carla Dunlap. Don't forget Georgia Fudge. She was also a popular lady, and I think it was another lady. I forgot the name. I'm learning real a lot because when I came into bodybuilding was right about the mid 80s because my brother used to play football. Here we go. Lori Bowen Rice. I think I remember her. I also remember Gladys Portuguese, Van Damme's wife. He married her twice. And you can't forget Clara Furr, Mary Roberts, Andrea Langer, Juliet Bergman, those ladies. Also Kathy, Plato. I was talking to a lady who knows her. She's a trainer, but she goes by a different name. And here you go. Hey, George, they had some muscle women before the 70s. Yeah, they did. Those are the early female bodybuilders, and those ladies represent bodybuilding. But here's the thing is, like I talk about the part is, reason why it came back to the fact is, even you have physique, the physique women were evolving. They were getting to the levels where, if you look at the women now, you can't, like I said, when something starts, like if you go back to Donnelly Bailey, the first Miss Olympia physique, she was a little, I think some of the judges like a little softer, a little bit more feminine, but then she kind of evolved too, Then you had Julie McCarr came in, who had great looks, attractiveness, beauty. Then you had Shanique Grant. Now you have Sarah Vilgus, and Sarah Vilgus, she kind of reminds me of one of the throwback, like I would say, Sarah's kind of like Kim Zaveski. I think she's kind of like, if you look at her, you compare her to Kim Zaveski, Linda Murray is the GOAT. Yeah, Linda Murray, who's 8-time Miss Olympia. Linda, I think that's what they want to go back to, Linda Murray. But you can't go back to Linda Murray anymore. Yeah, the two Angers from Germany, Angers Langer and Angers Schreiner. And those ladies were very amazing. Yeah, I know they're both from Germany. Also there's a lady who I'm a fan of, Miss Krista Bach, who's from Germany. Krista Bach was amazing. They had muscle women back when freak shows was a thing. Oh yeah, back in like the vaudeville acts, they weren't really muscular. They were like strong women. They didn't have that much muscle definition. They were more strong women. You know, Lisa Lewis, huge girl. She was, yeah, she was. I think Lisa was like about 5'10". Then you can't forget Nicole Bass. But you know, anyway, I was just saying, women's bodybuilding came back because some women were evolving. They needed a place to go. They needed a division to go to. Some physique competitors were getting huge and more developed, and they just couldn't fit in more physique. So, and women's bodybuilding needed a place to. Women's bodybuilding has always had this, this stigmatism to it. They always been walking around with this like knife behind their back, if you may say. And then there's always people say, "Oh, we put the nail in the coffin for your bodybuilding." But we know what the IFBB did. They dropped Mr. Olympia from the bodybuilding after 2014. And here you go. Abby Pudgy Stockman back in the 40s. Yeah, she wasn't too. She was more of a strong woman, Jay, than she was muscular. And yeah, oh yes, Nicole was 6'2". Yeah, she was 6'2". She was really tall, and she competed for a long time. But what I want to say is this: those women does vision is these women are athletes, and as athletes, you're evolving, you're changing. And she talked about how young girls, yeah, but if you look at somebody like Natalie Cuejo or somebody like Michaela Aycock, and those girls are changing and evolving. Michaela wasn't physique, but she went to bodybuilding because she felt like she wanted to move up. She felt like she wasn't going nowhere. She was as a bodybuilder, as a physique competitor. So she went over to women's bodybuilding, got her, I think it was her second Olympic qualification, but this time her first as a bodybuilder. And then, she, did pretty good. I mean, with a big question what Michaela could do. Nicole Bass, yeah, RP to Nicole Bass. She was a legend. And, I'm going to say her point. I just feel like, why women's bodybuilding coming back? But the fact is, those women like Helen Trevino, Marjorie Martin, Irie Anderson, Virginia Sanchez. I mean, a lot of these ladies wanted a stage. And Jake Woods came along and gave them a stage. And also can't forget Tim Gardner. He still has shows where he had women's bodybuilding. And then, Jake created the Rising Phoenix, him and his wife at the time, Crystal. And they gave the women a stage, and you feel like they were neglected after the last Miss Olympia. Now, you see, Pillow was the former stripper that became a bodybuilder, and she was interested. Yeah, Pillow. I remember Pillow. And don't forget Lisa Lyons. Lisa Lyons back in the day, Jay. And these women wanted the stage. They wanted a place. Some of these ladies couldn't feel like they could do physique, because they were still developing, still getting larger. Some women did. I know Janine Lakowski went back with the physique for a time. Diane Cadeau did it for a minute, and then didn't do as well because they just feel. That's why I think with Diana, she retired, and she's not competing anymore. But these women want a stage. They didn't want to go to another division, which was spun off because of them. Back in the 2000s when they created two divisions, two classes, two weight classes, had lightweight and had heavyweight. And once again, Wendy McMaster's Wendy McMaster's. She was kind of like just Canadian, beautiful, great physique. And Wendy was a stripper before she became a bodybuilder. She was a stripper first, and she became a bodybuilder after she met her boyfriend, and you got together. Hanny Van Aken was amazing. She was, I think, Hanny Van Aken was from Finland. She was amazing. Sharon Bernot distracted all the men with her sexy routines, even time she was on stage poser. And then I remember Sharon. Sharon had that great, because I think Sharon was part Native American, and she she had a great combination of exotic look. She was kind of like glass Portuguese. But then after I think 93, 94, she switched over for fitness. I think around about 94, 95, I believe. You have to check out Gym Freak Gen 1. Fort, drop her. Let me see if I can find her on IG, Gym Freak Gen 1. Let me see if I can find an IG for it. Let me see. And I'll post her on here real quick. Let me see. Give me a second, brothers. Jim. I think I heard that name. Somebody mentioned it before. Freak. Let me see. There we go. I think somebody sent me. See, let me see what she looks like. Well, I got a problem. For it, she has what they call a private account, and we have a private account. She, you can't see it, but she has a private account. So for it's no good for me. Anytime you ladies have private accounts, to me, it don't make no sense to have a private account. What's the point of it? You want to be, I think some ladies do it because they have to deal with people harassing them on social media, so they go private. So but I would say check out Jamie's video and her critique on women's bodybuilding. I look forward to the interview. Yeah. I look forward to the interview with Jamie. Yeah, I look forward to because I really want to get her thoughts. We're going to have a discussion and a little rebuttal. Some ladies I sent that video to, they were really, really kind of pissed off. They were really pissed off. And didn't like the fact that, she made these comments, being that she technically is a bodybuilder. Physique, even though it's a different division, it is bodybuilding. The poses are different. The criteria is different, but it's still women's bodybuilding. And they also are getting a little of the stink eyes. Recently, Arnold, he stabbed in the heart when he got rid of women's physique from the Olympia. And he did it 9 years ago when he got rid of women's bodybuilding from his show, the John Sports Classic. Was it Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie Crooks turned wrestler. Anne-Marie Crooks, who became Midnight. She was with the Harlem Heat. Yeah, I remember Anne-Marie. Also, can't forget, Nicole was also a wrestler. China, she never was a professional bodybuilder, but, and also I think there was a Christy Wolf. You remember Christy Wolf? She was Asia. And I think a couple others. I remember Trish Stratus from seeing her in the Muscle Mags, but I think she was like I don't know, what was she? She mostly was a model. She might have did fitness, but I think she mostly was like a fitness model with Trish Stratus. Yeah. Jamie is just speaking truth. I won't say as much as truth. JM is, I think, it's more of a bit of an opinion of what's her thoughts on. I understand some parts of it are true, but yeah. Some parts are some truth, but then there's still, I think she has her viewpoint of it. But one thing is about women taking a lot of steroids. The thing is, most everybody takes steroids. And yes, it's got to a point that's getting extreme. But the fact is, some women who I know say they don't take as much. They take so much, they kind of, wean in it slowly because they didn't want to go overboard. Yes, we see the women who get the managed looks, who get the receding hairlines, all that other stuff. But the fact is, they're athletes and they're competitors. And they have to take certain things to be a certain side. Like if you look at somebody like Kelly Trevino, you look at Marjorie V. Martin, you look at because it's subjective. Yes, it's subjective what you're going to take, and not everybody's on it. If you think about it, the other divisions, there's women like I know a dear friend of mine. She told me that she's a judge, NBC judge. She told me that she's been approached by bikini competitors who take steroids. Now I'm thinking like maybe I could say like if bikini competitors take a sort of like a something like a water, like push out water because they want to look more lean, like take a what's the name? I know it's a we want to push water out. I forgot what it is. I know I use it because I got medication that works like that. It keeps the water out of my system so it won't surround my heart. But yeah, I mean, like I said, ain't no reason for anyone to get offended about the truth of PEDS. That's the whole point of her on YouTube channel. But it's not being fooled by the truth, JM, but also just categorizing everybody into one thing. So everybody's on PEDS, Yeah. Oh yes, track and field is full of PEDS. Yeah. And I know she's talking about that she's a bodybuilder in sport of bodybuilding. She's talking about her sport, but you just can't just lump all. Then you talk about how the men, like the men, they can still have kids like that. But sometimes some guys usually get they end up if they use steroids too much, they do become flaccid. They do lose some potency. You know, But if you the guys who get off, maybe some of the guys earlier on, guys who start earlier, much older guys who actually eventually quit and wean off, yeah, they still can make it. But sometimes that does fix your potency. The thing is about she's attacking a sport that I won't say attacking. I'm not gonna say attacking, but she's giving a point of view of a sport that she's no longer competing, and she's sitting from the cheap seats making comments. I mean, and I think it's like wellness competitors must take steroids too if bikini girls are taking pads. Yes, they do. They do. Because you look at the wellness girls, they're just physique figure competitors with with bigger hips and butts. That's all it really is. You see some of the wellness girls, they are very defined. They got muscle development. They're very definition. So everybody's using, but just don't single out women's bodybuilding. Everybody using. If you look at some of the women, like with somebody talking about Jessica Padilla, you look at Jessica Padilla. She's getting huge. If you look at Missy Trescott, you look at several other ladies who are competing in bodybuilding. They are developing a lot of muscle size and definition, and we're gonna have, like I said, a serious debate about that. We want to talk about how, like any sport, these are athletes. They're competitive. They want to do what they can. They want to get a certain level. And some women don't take a whole bunch of steroids. They take some a little bit to help them develop, because it takes steroids is not really, as people pairs of steroids don't build muscle. It helps you train harder and longer, so you're able to build the muscle. It's like anything. It helps to give the energy to keep on going, to pick up heavier weights. That's what it is. Yeah, they take the risk. They take the risk like anything. Any athlete, you take the risk when you take anything to make you a better athlete. I remember, was it about? It was a few years ago. I was watching this special. It was like I think it was like I think it was Brian Gumbo one night. Brian Gumbo's has a special about sports and talking about steroids and ped use. And I remember there was this guy. He was a sociologist, a sports expert, and he said he made a comment that he did like a survey. We surveyed a bunch of Olympic level athletes, and he asked, and he gave him this paper and say like, okay, if you want to, if you take this drug, if you take a drug that makes you stronger, better, it could possibly give you a chance to win multiple gold medals in the Olympics. But here's the catch: the drug would take 5 years off your life. Would you take that drug, knowing that you're going to die in the next 5 years? And he got a response. All the athletes said yes, because they want to compete. It's about competition. And one thing is the judges. They're the ones who, if they feel like they want more softer feminine women, they're the ones who can say, hey, no, I'm not gonna go with that chick. He's too shredded. I'm gonna let you see a little softer. They could do that. Like as the Puerto Rico pro, my dear friend Rashada Boswell, she was very serrated, great development, great separation. And then he had Julia Furry, who wasn't as separated, still a bit, I think still hold a little bit of water. She wasn't as dry, but she has that feminine look. She's very attractive. Guys like women like her, But she didn't win. Rashana won, because what Rashana won brought in better condition, and it should be how it is. Like, oh yeah, Erica Diaz is getting huge too. Erica is small. She's small. She's like short. I think Erica's maybe 5 feet, 5'2", 5'1", and I've seen pictures of her, and she's just super shredded because she did the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic about a couple months back, and I was watching videos from the backstage, and she looked super shredded. You wouldn't think she was fitness. You would think she was, physique. And then I saw Jessica Padilla. I saw Missy Trescott, the chick from Korea, An Jung. Those girls, even though they're from two different divisions, they look more like women's physique than they women's fitness and figure. You see for here. Giselle, did Jamie only talk about bodybuilding class or all classes? No, Jamie was specific about women's bodybuilding. She didn't mention bikini, figure, physique, or or I might say body. She did talk about the men bodybuilders, but she didn't mention the other divisions. So she was just focused on that one division. See, the thing is, when you talk about something, you need to talk about everybody. And I know she's talking from a viewpoint of a woman, how she sees how bodybuilding is like it's not as feminine is. I know I had some ladies who I become friendly. We talk about how they want to bring back that more feminine look of what women was bodybuilding was like back in I think it was the good part of the 80s and the early 90s. But the fact is, anything. Here you go. Her abs to look out over otherworldly. Ja, we talking about Rashawn's abs because she was perfectly separated. Great set of abs. I mean, she was the best condition she had, and she cut her show. She cut her prep short for this show. She was going to do Chicago, what she said, but she cut her prep kind of short for this show, and she looked amazing. Balls. The steroids is for cheaters. Yep, it's for cheaters. But the fact is, it's the drugs that's around. And athletes and competitors will use it. FB is full of cheaters. Well, if they are, then what about women's body? What about men's bodybuilding? What about physique wellness? It's not about cheating. It's about using a drug to help you train. And like I said, they do test you out, and there are different type of performance enhancers besides steroids, EPOs, PEDs, Tunnel. There's a long list of different ones. And if they don't catch steroids system, antibiotics is the one you got to worry about. There's so many others outside of that. We need a female Arnie in Hollywood. Yeah, it'd be great. We have the closest we came to was probably I'm trying to think of Corey Averson was the closest. I think honestly I would say, but she never really her stars didn't go as far as she should have. It's funny because Missy Trescott is in her IG always flexing with a female bodybuilder or women physique competitor when fitness doesn't require you to flex. Yeah, and it's how it is. It's a shame that she did that. There were many female FBBs who look less manly than Jamie. Yeah, if you look someone like Andrea Shaw. Andrea Shaw is beautiful. She's amazing. If Jamie doesn't use makeup, damn, she's not that pretty. She does she talk about how when she does her podcast, she's putting on makeup, and some women are kind of rough looking. Bodybuilding is full of cheaters. Yeah, but the fact is, as long as it's not like in the UFC or where you get caught taking steroids, you get suspended. Bodybuilding still has some guidelines when it comes to it. If it's not something really heavy or something where it's illegal, balls deep. I know you think it's cheaters, but it's about competing. And you know what? These ladies, they take the chance because the fact is they're risking their lives, risking their health. But they're athletes, no different from any professional athlete who use steroids. And steroids is, like I said, it's not just steroids. There's PEDs, different EPOs out there. And some of those are illegal, but there's all those that aren't illegal. That is medically prescribed. They are certified by the USDA that these people can use, that bodybuilders can use. Here it is. What's that? I saw that. Wait a minute. Not just bodybuilders, ball deep. Yeah, that's true. He forgets that part. It's not just bodybuilders. You can't forget when back in the baseball they had that whole, Congress thing against baseball. They wasted taxpayers' money to chase after baseball players. I mean, it's just I think it's more about the drug as anything. But the drugs are out there; they exist. And there's nothing much you can do about it. You can put in guidelines, whatever else, but people are gonna find a way. It's always the old saying: there's always a way around a mousetrap. And some of these women, they work hard. Yes, and some of the ladies I talk to say they don't get on the gear too heavy. They kind of wean themselves here because they know that you need a gear to build the muscle. It's hard. You look at natural bodybuilders, they look all right, but not as good. Everybody likes the women with their muscles are popping. They're vascular, they're veiny. You see, how they look. The natural girls don't look as, they look all right. They look more like, fitness or maybe borderline, I think closer to maybe bikini competitors. A natural thing. It's not as popular. If it was more popular, it'd get more attention. Now, here's a picture of Jessica Badilla. And I'm telling you, from this look, Jessica, if you look at her, my God, you wouldn't think she's figure, you would think she's physique. I mean, and Jessica, I think Jessica's about 40 years old. And she does, she takes gear. She takes gear. She's not gonna go out because sometimes I think a lot of ladies like to be private. They like to, don't like anybody, sharing their business, And and I know he's out there trying to inform people, but at the same time, the old saying, snitches get stitches. And and you look at her, you wouldn't think, okay, she's figure, but she put on maybe 5 more pounds of muscle, she could be physique. And she's very impressive. And also she's an attractive woman, and you see how she has evolved over the years. Like anything, you look at her from this is I think from I think 2 or 3 years ago, and then to I think this was the one of the Europa shows. You can see the difference. Look at her lat development. Look at her quads. Look how big they got. Look how more shredded she got. Look at her abdominals. Look around her pectorals. Look at her delts and her shoulders. I mean, she has evolved as a competitor. And you can't be telling me she's just from lifting heavy weights. She's using stuff. She's on gear. But, it's depending on how much gear you take and how much you are using, And, it's about development in anybody. Like I said, here goes. Sarah Vigas may be Olympic champ for a while, maybe 4 times. Yeah, there's a good chance. Sarah is very impressive, and Sarah, I think she has that look that goes back to the classic Olympic day female body around about the 90s, like when you have Kim Javetsky, Denise Rosowski, Linda Murray, several other ladies who represented, what's say, let's see. What do you think? Whatever. Barry Bonds, Barry Bonds never took it. There was never evidence of Barry Bonds. There was always that suspect that he might have, but there never was proof. He never tested positive for anything. I'm hearing excuses. Not excuses, man. It's about telling us another side to it, not just telling what one person's point of view, but also another point of view. I love physique chicks. Yeah, you love them. I know you love them, but it wasn't for physique. It wouldn't be no bodybuilder. She looks sexy. Yeah, I know she looks sexy. And I don't take gear. Wait, who cares if you take gear or not? You're not a competitor. Balls deep. You compete. If you do compete, you don't take gear. That's cool. That's not you, but that's not everybody. Not everybody's going to say yes, sexy, very sexy. Yes. I think you talk about Jessica. She, And do you think Arsenio Santos deferred to win Brazil contest? I don't know about that, Giselle. She looked pretty good, but I think she just didn't. Her condition wasn't good enough. She had the size, but it's also about conditioning. I see potential in Jessica. Yes, Jessica. I think she could be a physique competitor. Yes, it was rumored true. Yeah, all right, true. I'm Natty. That's fine. You're Natty, but the fact is, Natty's not as popular as the IFBB. If it was more popular, people go see the shows. Natty is okay, but the fact is, it's not as popular. People like to see the big freaky guys, and you're gonna have big freaky women. They want to see that. The Natty shows, yes, nice to see. It's good to see people who work hard, develop the muscle, but it's not as popular, as exciting as the IFBB Pro level. Do you think Whitney Jones is going to growing into fitness competitor? No, Whitney's not as defined compared to like Missy Trescott or Erica Deer, because I think she won because of the fact that I think she had to look that the judges like. But the big question is where she win again. And Erica, she's still young. Aria's young. I think Aria's just in her early 30s. She's been competing since she was a teenager. Missy's been competing since she was in her 20s. And I think also youth can be factored. I know I saw a video of her after the show. She was icing her knees. And, she's over 40. And it gets a lot tougher for you, especially jumping around and doing what you got to do. Yeah. True bodybuilding is still a freak show. Yeah, and people like to see the freaks. That's truth of it, balls deep. Natalia Casanova is credible. Yeah. And, I reached out to one time on her IG. She thinks about coming back. She said no. Because she's disappointed that she's not making money. But she was hoping to win some shows, get Olympic qualifications, start making money. But the fact is, and we all know she does. She lives in Russia. She takes certain things because a woman can never get that big like that without taking some kind of a performance enhancer. We know the truth of that. But the fact is, these women are competitors, and they should get the same consideration as the men. But the fact is, people don't like how women want to be, try to get into a man's position. Even when they want to be trying to get a man's position, they want to be recognized. You look at sports like WNBA, the ladies don't make as much money as the men basketball players because people don't watch it. Like one thing, you go to an NBA show, like let's compare natty competition to NBA and WNBA. You go to the NBA show, you see good, fundamental basketball, but the thing about that, it's not as exciting. When you go to an NBA show, you see slam dunks, you see juking, you see a lot of, you see really male aggression, and the people get excited for that. So you play like the IB level male bodybuilders are like the NBA, while the natty bodybuilders are more like the WNBA. Everybody wants to see, it's, yeah, we know she's juicing balls deep. There's no question about that. Yes, you'll just see some pits. You're sure. Blu-ray. You think female bodybuilders will grow bigger or will they maintain the size most competitors have? Like I said, it's about, we talked about this. It's about progression as athletes. Their progression as athletes. It's gonna change. Nothing ever stays the same. We can't go back to the days of Linda Murray and Corey Everson. We can't go back to them. Yes, we had Iris Kyle, we had Lena Pope. Like I said, that last Miss Olympia back in 2014. If they felt like, if the athlete was saying, hey, we want to get away from somebody like Iris, let's bring in a more feminine looking female bodybuilder. Okay, let's how the judges vote for Alina? The judges could have felt like, you know what, maybe if we go Alina, Miss Olympia would have kept on going. But no, they went with Iris, who had the definition, the development, the styrations. She had everything that made a great competitive bodybuilder. That's why she was 10-time Miss Olympia. But the judges could have done that, but it's a judge's criteria. It doesn't feel like they need to go be more feminine female bodybuilders. Like Alina should have won that year. It could have gave it to Alina, but it didn't. They went with Iris. Before Miss Olympia came back, they could have gave the title to Margie V. Martin back in 2019. Was it 2020? It was 2019. We could have given to Margie instead of getting Andrew. I think it was to Andrew. No. Margie won that year, 2019. So they gave it to Helen Trevino. And if they feel like they want a particular Miss Olympia, a particular world championship, they could have gave it to Alicia Young. Alicia, she's short, got great muscles. She also has very feminine attraction about them. See. We got here. Let's see. Yeah, WNBA has never made a profit since it's commenced. Yeah, and a lot of those ladies have to wear, like, you ever watch WNBA basketball game, ladies be wearing sponsors on their jerseys, but the men don't have to wear sponsors because Major League, the major sponsors will back up NBA, but they don't do the same thing for WNBA. Those ladies, they take a lot of time. A lot of back in the day, a lot of ladies would go overseas and play basketball where they made more money. But they want to play here in the States, But the WNBA is still around because the fact is, some people still watch it. Some people go to the games. I think we just got finished with the NBA finals about a couple of weeks ago. Now you're starting out, you have to start the WNBA season because they had to stop this time where now hockey just finished. Baseball is starting up. You got to find a spot where it can probably survive. But, women are evolving. All athletes are going to evolve. It's just that's how it is sometimes. You're not going to get, not everybody's going to be the same shape and condition. It's changing. It's like any sport. It's always going to change. And the debate is like recently, I saw a young lady. I saw her. I saw she competed last year at the Portugal Pro, and she competed in women's physique. Actually, figure. She competed in figure, but she decided to make the switch to physique. Her name is Akoli Amandi. She's from Sweden. And you look at her, she was a figure competitor. Now, Coley is only, I would say, 25, 26. She got her pro card about a couple of years back. She competed. Her first pro show was the Portugal Pro, and then she took 16th at that show. She didn't do too well, so she decided that she wanted to go up. She is now going to make her debut at the Portugal Pro in a couple of weeks as a visiting competitor. She's young. She has great potential. I think there's a good chance that she really will do good. I think she has great potential. It's all about how well she does. And depending who's gonna be there. Let's just cross our fingers and just hope that Nelly Cueto don't go there because she's done every show about outside the states. Here we got what's it? My man Balls Deep. You think trans will start popping up? Well, there's a story that some transgender women are popping in, but the thing is, it shouldn't because they do testing. We have to, and the guidelines for female bodybuilders have to. There is a trans woman in bodybuilder. She's Chinese, and she lives as a man but competes as a woman. So yes, there's a trans, but she lives as a man but competes as a woman, and she competed. I think she like competed at the Romanian Muscle Fest. What's this about? Sha'Carri Richards got smoked. Oh, what happened to Sha'Carri? Yeah, you heard what happened to Sha'Carri Richards. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Sha'Carri failed to qualify 100 meters. I think Sha'Carri, that's the thing about Sha'Carri. So should be a bodybuilder enough soon. Yeah, talking about Coley. Yeah, Coley. She looks sexy. Oh yeah, she but her IG is here. Okay, I think that's the problem right there with female bodybuilding. But like I said, what problem? That's a problem with you. Balls Deep. That's your problem, not theirs. These are women who are competing in the sport, and they want to get the same consideration as their male counterparts. They want to get recognized. They want to put as much as hard work. But the fact is, society's not comfortable with that. They're like, we just saw on the news, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, and this is about a woman having control of her body. So why shouldn't these women have control of their own bodies? And they understand that what they're doing could be detrimental to their health, but like any athlete, they want to compete, and they share that right to compete. Trans men would kick their asses in sports. Yeah, I think that's the thing about transgender, men who are actually men competing as women. That's not fair. Even though you may have there was an MMA fighter who fought. There's been a couple of MMA fighters who are trans who fought when the one woman she got beaten by a woman, but she still beat up other women. And a guy who fought a trans man who fought like me about last year, and she totally beat up a woman. She still have a men's like her superior strength, her testosterone. She still has that, and that's a danger. I mean, it's just unfair. If not, it would be one thing. If both of them were trans fighting each other, that's fair. Because you have two people who once at one point in their lives were men, who would probably be on more of an even playing field than fighting real women. I think that has to be stopped. It's going to be kind of like a free show. No, that's why people not showing up to shows. No, it's not because that's showing the show to people. Balls Deep, you can watch it on pay-per-view. Why would anybody want to drive all the way, pay a ticket, where you can go home, sit in your Bronco launcher, and pay for it? Where just some of these shows don't cost no more than $30, $40, where the cost of the ticket is a lot more, plus cost of gas. It's not like they're not showing up. People are at home watching. And that's how it affected movies. When movies started, straight from videotapes to DVD, streaming. You can watch a movie. You remember the Batman came out in March. Now it's already streaming on HBO Max. You can watch streaming. Yeah. Who's streaming? What's streaming? Streaming is when all you got to do is if you have the internet and you have Wi-Fi, all you got to do is go to certain channels. You can go to certain you just pick it up, put it on. You can watch it at your home. It's streaming. It's been around for quite some time. Boss, you need to get up on modern technology. Like there's MMA fights you can stream. You don't have to pay the pay-per-view. Sometimes you got to go to certain sites and you can stream them for free. And also with bodybuilding, you can go watch the pay-per-view. are the streamers saying that? Well, I don't know. I don't follow that. I don't follow that part. Balls deep. I don't follow that part about streaming. So, but it's all the truth of this. I understand if it's not making as much money as the men, but it should increase the prize money in the big shows. Yeah, not just the big shows, but any show. If the men can walk away with $40,000 for a show like Chicago or a show like Tampa or any other show, the women should at least get. I'm not saying 40,000, but at least 20,000 because these ladies are competing in the red. They cost more for a female bodybuilder to compete. They have to pay for hair, makeup. The guys, it does cost a bit more for the men too for food and stuff. But the fact is, other stuff it costs more for the women, and they should at least have a little. So that's why a lot of ladies do a lot of the beat to meet websites and stuff like that. To try to make a profit. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And here's men will take advantage of transgenderism in sports. Yeah, that's true. I think some guys will take advantage of it. Well, some guys, if you feel like you are a man born a woman, if you would like to say how to say that how you feel like you're a woman, you feel like you're a man living, you feel like you're born a man, but you feel like you're a woman's side. That's good. But the fact is, you shouldn't compete alongside women. Why not compete alongside men? It'd be fair. Even though hey, your gender is that as your man, but the thing is, they would never let women cross and compete against men. The Olympics do a thing where you have, how is it? You have men's mixed running, and you see men running against women, and you see women running against men. The women get blasted, and the men and the men did just. If you have a field of 3 women against 1 man, he'll blast all the women, and then you have a field of 3 men and 1 woman. She get left behind. No matter how strong a runner she is, she couldn't compete against other men. This is balls deep. Balls deep. Catch up, dude. Catch up. And FBB is well, not just FBB, but also bodybuilding is a niche. Balls deep. You forget bodybuilding is a niche. The whole thing's a niche. Not just the women, also the men. It's a niche sport. Like my dear friend, I hope he's doing well. He's doing all right. He's covering my man, Big Keith. He says bodybuilding is a hobby sport, not just the women balls deep. You're just thinking about one division where overall everybody is doing this niche sport. Even bikini competitors, men's bodybuilders, fitness, 212, classic. Those guys, if they're lucky enough to find a sponsor, that they can find a sponsor. That's great. You're laughing. Rovers remind women this is a man's world. But but you gotta remember this. If there was no women balls deep, there wouldn't be no men. You forget that part. And the fact is the woman should have the right to control her body. If a woman don't want to have a child with somebody she don't love, that's her right. Especially if they're victims of rape, incest, and sometimes last thing you want to do, if that person is not the right person you want to be with, he's mental, he has issues, you don't want to have a child with him because that child will always connect to it. And he's not like he's killing something living. It's when in that first early stages of a fetus, it's no more than a tumor. And there's been people who took out tumors that had teeth and hair in them. So it's not nobody's business what you do with your body. It's just about control. And it's not gonna stop there. Exactly, it's not equal. Yeah, it doesn't stop there. I believe that men should compete with men and women should compete with women. Period. Yeah. And if you trans, then create a trans division for yourself, a trans class, because you shouldn't compete with somebody who has, like biologically is a female, and even though you change some aspects of yourself, you're still biologically a man, and that's not fair. It's not fair to those women. It works just as hard, and then you have to lose somebody. It's not fair. I'm not having nothing against you. If you're trans, I have nothing against you, but it's not fair for those women. Those women work hard to get recognition, get like Talent 9. And then, just somebody want to take advantage of that. I know this is women who do wrestling, who wrestle girls who wrestle guys, but still, eventually, there's sometimes they do pretty good, but eventually, the guy's going to use his strength. He has higher number of aggression, natural muscle development. Sometimes it's not good. That's why eventually they started bringing more girls started doing woman wrestling. You don't let women fight in MBJ. You don't fight a woman boxer. You don't. Facts, J facts, and I would recommend birth control pills or getting your fallopian tubes tied if you don't want to get pregnant. The thing is about that, you got to think about it. Birth control doesn't work 100%. Nothing, not even the condoms, 100%. They break, and no one wants to go have somebody go inside and tie up their test tubes. Would you? Would you? How about this? How about get a vasectomy, JM? Would you want a vasectomy? You don't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't want somebody, because that's one thing to keep a man from having children is get a vasectomy. So you forget that part, JM. So would you want somebody to say, hey, you dude, we don't want no kids. You don't want you have no babies. Why don't you get yourself your tube tied? And those women, when you get that kind of surgery, it takes months for a woman to recover. For men, it only takes us about maybe a couple of weeks. You got to think about that, JM. And you keep talking about that shit. Yeah, it's just that's proof of it. I'm not going to touch on subjects of Roe versus Wade. Trying to keep it non-political. The fact is, this is my channel, JM. I talk about what I want to talk about, and bodybuilding is also part of this. The fact is, there's also women who are bodybuilders who have children, and sometimes, yes, they do take certain drugs that makes them miss out and makes them miss their menstrual cycle, and does affect them. But the fact is, it's always talking about politics. You want to talk about politics? How do you advise, JM? Go to a little island by yourself and just be there by yourself. People are always going to talk about politics. And like I said, this is my channel. This is my live stream. And I feel like I want to talk about subject, I will. Like you did talk about the thing about transgender people. You brought that up. And when you brought that up, you opened a Pandora's box. You opened it. So next time, don't, brother, don't. I like you, JM, but please understand, this is my channel, and I have the right to say what I want to say. You feel like you want to hear, hey, do me a favor, move on. That's all you got to do, move on. But going back to Jamie's comments, there's some aspects of it is a bit true, but also aspects where it is a bit just her talking, a case of sour grapes. During her career, she did compete in the times of, of Julia Makar, Kira Newman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, but those ladies are long gone. Those ladies had either make a choice. I remember I did my interview with, Sue Price. How she said that she didn't want to push that level so she can be, have more size and this. She made a choice to walk away. And Sue Price was just amazing physique back in the day. She's just, I think she would have been a great physique competitor now. But Sue didn't want to push that level and go to the next step. And respect for that. I think, it's his channel. Thank you, Blu-ray. Thank you very much for letting people know that this is my channel. Or ladies can stop going raw. Dude, it's not the ladies going raw. It's the men. Men can wear condoms. You can get condoms. Some women get UTI. This thing about, you often have guys say, and I know you say it, balls deep. You said it quite often. Hey, baby, I don't like wearing condoms. You can't, if a man tells you, if a man can convince you, hey, there is female contraception. Contraceptives. Women can have their own version of a condom. But you know what? Humans are the only creatures in this world that take pleasure for sex. And if you feel like wearing a condom, takes away that pleasure, well, that's your choice. But I advise you, you should wear a condom. Sex is not just a woman's responsibility, it's also your responsibility. Yeah. Right. See, it's Ballsy to say it takes two to tango. Yes, it takes two to tango, Ballsy, but if you want the dancers don't want to do the right steps, then that's not all on just that other person. Yeah, it takes two to tango. But sometimes, we can't forget, especially if you're married. If you're married, wouldn't you want to have, don't want to have sex with your wife without condoms? Boy, humans and dolphins too. Well, dolphins, this is always a story that dolphins are truthfully, we descended, all life came from the ocean. And there's a possibility that we're not just descendants from apes, but also we're descendants from dolphins, because the dolphins have a higher intellect. So that's a possibility. Yes, I'm aware it's a channel. I just respect that, and I respect you too. But like I said, remind you when I talk about something, it's on my channel. I respect you, JM, but also remind you when I'm talking about something, it's gonna be on my channel. So I understand that. Pull-out game is immaculate. Pull-out game don't work. You watch too many pornos, the ball deep. You still, even if you leave a drop, all it takes is a drop. There's millions and millions of sperm cells inside a drop of semen. You can still get a woman pregnant. and pulling out. That's only in pornos. And truthfully, those ladies are not. Those women use a sponge. There are certain sponges that women can use. They put them inside of them, which sucks up the semen when men ejaculate inside of them. But pull-out game don't work. You watch too many pornos. It's only in pornos. And in fact, there's been a lot of women who've been who got pregnant on seepage. It doesn't take much. It don't take. I see you ain't got no kids, and I love it raw. See, that's the thing is, you're the one talking about women should wear condoms, and blah, blah. But you never know. Somebody might not have told you got kids because you're crazy. They don't trust you. But or you might have some issues, balls deep. You might have some issues, brother. You might have a little slow sperm count. You might need to see a doctor about that. Regarding Jamie, you think she can say all those because she's envy? I don't think as much as envy. I don't think she said as much as envy. I think it's just she feels like there's a big question why female body men came back. But here's the thing is, it came back because it's a division's been around for a long time. It's been around not as long as women's bodybuilding, but it's been around. It is a division for women who are progression athletes for the place to go. You think about it. If people like Michaela Aycock or Rashana Boswell or Myla Ash or so many other ladies from the physique division didn't have that, they wouldn't do too well in physique division. They get questioned by people like Tanya Cuejo and Sonique Grant and Sarah Vilgas and so many others. They be placing low to the bottom. They say like they're struggling. There's ladies who you saw that, I'm taking 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and I'm not doing too well in this division. I need a division to go somewhere, and that's what it is. They have a division that can go, and let's see. I'm good. That's your opinion. You're not a doctor, balls. You talk about yourself. And men should be careful, as women will have babies against the man's will and force them to pay child support. That's true, but also men will push themselves onto women's balls and tell, hey, you're gonna have my baby. And then at the end, they'll be the ones, and more often it'll be the grown men be saying, get an abortion. They'll be the ones be saying, get an abortion. They'll be telling women, get an abortion. You're putting get an abortion. But some women some women are very saying, you know what, I don't want to take an abortion. They decide to have a child. But that's the thing is, when you have sex with a woman, Blu-ray, any woman, if you're not protected or if you don't have a vasectomy, you're gonna get her pregnant. Be aware of that. And don't put it on the woman. Yes, there's some women out there who do that shit, who will say, I got pregnant, I'm gonna have your baby. But there's also men who tell women, hey, get an abortion. And it's gonna affect them too, because they say, I can't, they'll probably take their girl all to another state where abortion is still legal and get an abortion. They can't. But the fact is, there's two sides to every coin. There's good men out there who love children, want to have children, but then there's women who don't want to, hey, I got pregnant, I don't want to have this kid. That's true. Now, we're going back to bodybuilding here. I think most female bodybuilders prefer bodybuilding than any other class. That's true. They prefer that class because the fact is, that's a class that's been around a long time. There's only few women who are true female bodybuilders, like Margie V. Martin, Helen Trevino, Michelle Brent, who's competing. She's 64 years old, and she just competed 2 shows as a bodybuilder. She's been competing since the 30s. I mean, I saw a picture with her and Lyle Zado and a bunch of other women back in the day. But she's also a mother, and these women, they have a passion for the sport, and they need a place to stage. If it ain't rape, then that's on her. Well, it's on you too, because you stick your dick in her. It's on you. Don't forget that. Rape occurs too, yes. Yeah, and don't forget incest. And sometimes some people tell women victim of rape, hey, have the baby anyway. No woman has a baby with somebody who violated. And sometimes it's not just a stranger. It's not like back in the day, stranger danger. There's a guy hiding behind a tree with a trench coat jump on you. Sometimes most rape is by somebody you know. And sometimes it's about control and power. He'd say like Andrea Shaw. Yeah, Andrea Shaw's very beautiful. Andrea Shaw's not really a true bodybuilder. Andrea Shaw started out in figure, then she did physique for a while, and she made a transition to women's bodybuilding because she was changing development as a competitor. And then she became the 2-time, probably 3-time Miss Olympia. Yeah, very true. Good discussion. Got to go. See you again. I'll see you later on Blu-ray. Thank you for coming through and thank you for listening. I won't be on too long, folks, because it's about time for my supper time, so I want to get start cooking. But the debate is about Jamie Pinner's comments. she has a right to share her comments. She's been in sport for a long time. She's a trainer. She's a former competitor. But the thing is, she has to understand the sport is going to steadily evolve. Someday what's going to happen is women's physique is going to be, decommissioned, and it's going to be, where the physique we know is going to become, I see it becoming women's lightweight division. I see Sarah Vickers going up against Andrea Shaw one day, maybe. Every sport is changing and evolving. It's never going to stay. You can't keep it in one little box. Bodybuilding was brought back because the fact was a lot of women were changing, developing. They felt pigeonholed. If this did physique, they would feel pigeonholed. They needed a place to go. If they, like I said, a lot of people want to compete to go to the Olympia. But even though they, didn't have feel about them for Olympia for a good while, they still felt like, what, I needed some place where I feel like I can be myself. Some women eventually, after they switched over to physique, came back to bodybuilding. You think Sarah Vickers would grow into bodybuilding? I don't know. It's all up to her. If she feels like it's a place for her to go, she'll go. But it's up to her. You might be right. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, Ball Team, I'm giving my thoughts, same as Jamie is, and there's some truth to it. Same as hers, but also some stuff of it might be a little bit about prejudice about female bodybuilding. Some have her ideology. She's been in sport for a long time, and I respect her as a competitor, but she has to understand these women in bodybuilding need a place to go. These women in the other division need a place to go. You can have women from figure going up to physique, then go up to women's bodybuilding. Then you have physique competitors go up to women's bodybuilding. And that's that's a ceiling stop. It's like when you keep growing, there's like you have to hit the ceiling. And when you're in a division where you hit the ceiling and it just seems like you just keep, you don't have no place to go, not enough room for yourself, you got to go somewhere where it fits you. There's some ladies who I've seen that say they're going to be making their bodybuilding debut. I saw one lady, she said she was a physique competitor for quite some time. She started in bodybuilding also. She said she's going to go to bodybuilding because she's progressing and growing as a competitor. And she knows that it's going to be difficult for her to stay in physique because she's not going to place too well. The judges are going to, because she don't have her size and development is too much for women's physique. So she said, I'm going to move over here because it's more working for what I'm developing to. I can't stay here. If I stay here, what's going to happen? I'm going to be like on the bottom of the list of a show. I'm not going to get my Olympic qualification, or I'm not going to make any real money. I make real money off the side when I'm doing the Beat the Meat websites. But that's it. She did not serve to talk about bodybuilding. She never competed in that class. And that's true. I think she never competed in the class, but she's seen that class for years. She's been competing for a long time. But she needs to realize every class is different. Nothing that's different criteria. The criteria that works for physique doesn't work for bodybuilding, and the criteria that work for bodybuilding don't work for physique. Last picture I saw her from Sarah Vickers, she looked huge. Yeah, I think let me see if I can find a picture of Sarah Vickers for you. We're talking about Sarah, and she's been awesome. And she was at the New York Pro, and let's see, Sarah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see on. She said, Sarah. See. Let me see. Here we go. And Sarah is getting her. I mean, she's getting a lot. I think she was at, like here goes a picture of Sarah now. Like say, it was Sarah back in the day. Let me show it real quick. Yeah, this is Sarah when she was in her early career. She's probably in her 20s. And she's developing as an athlete. And you like any athlete, you progress and change over time. You're not going to say the same person you were when you first started. No one stays the same. This is from when she was getting ready for the Olympia. And look at her. Look from the back. I mean, wow. Look at styration. Look at definition. I mean, look at her lat development. Sarah, Sarah beats Nick Grant. I know you talk about the black dress. Yeah, that was at the New York Pro. That's been about a month ago. And you see Sarah now. I mean, yeah, let's see, yeah, 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 yeah. Put her IG here. I'll put it for you, balls deep. I know you like to see this women. I know you in the black dress. Yeah, she was at the New York Pro, and look at her legs, look at her quads. She's not even. She's just off season. Look at Sarah. I mean, it is off season. She's probably natty back then. Well, that's back then, But then, she you don't say natty forever. She's definitely off. She's definitely off the juice. I don't think she's off the juice. She's on it. You know, she looks sexy. She does, and she's married, balls deep. So keep it in your pants. She's married. So I'm gonna sing in your league because I know you love the physique girls. You love the tiny little physique girls. And she's evolving as a competitor. She's evolving like any competitor. She's not going to stay the same. She's not always going to stay the person she looks like. Here's her in a little, I think it's a tan dress. I think this is she was at the Pittsburgh Pro. She sponsored women's physique for the Pittsburgh Pro. She got out of her own money, and because she was trying to do it for the Arnold Classic, but yeah, bossy. Yes, Lord. Baldies, man, you're a small perv. Just admit it. You like the natty girls. You also like the big muscle girls because they get you rock hard, brother. As as a small Sarah, I say like when they rock hard, we'll rock hard. But that's the thing is Sarah is evolving as a competitor. She probably maybe if she loses this Miss Olympia, she might take I'm gonna retire. She might do like Shanique Grant, but I don't think she's gonna do like Shanique Grant. I think she's gonna compete. She might be loaded with cash. Yeah, because Sarah. I think Sarah and her husband they have a workout business, the instructors like that, and they really get paid. So she can afford to go get on jet planes and coach to Olympia, and she can afford to put up like $20,000 for for women's physique at the Pittsburgh Pro, and that's what we need. We need, I think we need that women's bodybuilder. We got Linda Murray. We got Linda Murray for that, and she's really, Linda Murray. I think Linda, if she could have deeper pockets like Arnold, I think Linda probably would have more shows. Now, one lady I can say I'm a fan of. She always come in great condition. And you guys, I know I'm gonna cite you guys a little bit, and that is Hella Trevino. And Hella right now this year, Hella's not competing because she just had surgery on her shoulder. Hella right now, she just moved to Dubai. And Hella Trevino, she's one of the few women who competed in Olympia when they started women's bodybuilding her first competition was back in 2023. In 2003. And Hella's been a legend. I think last year she did pretty good. She took second place, but now Hella is going to be out. I think I follow Hella on social media, and Hella, she looks a little good. I think this time off to relax and rejuvenate is really helping her because and maybe next year we see her come back. Hope Hella come back bigger next year. We might. She just recently moved to Dubai. I think a guy who trained her, Nasir, lives in Dubai, and that's where she moved there for. Also, there's a lot of big money for trainers and stuff in Dubai because it's still a bit of a traditional Middle Eastern Muslim country, but there's great opportunities for women over there in that country, especially if you want to be a trainer. I mean, she has the she has a stack. She just recently, I know she posted on her her IG and also on her YouTube that she was IG and Facebook that she's selling her Hella Cat, because she couldn't take it with her. She's selling other stuff. But like saying if field bodybuilding was more profitable for the women, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't compete, but they compete for the joy, the pleasure, the competition of it. If it was more money for them to make, they if they wouldn't compete. They would say, what, forget it, let field bodybuilding die. But what's going to happen is physique's going to go through that same thing. Physique's going to go through that same prejudice because it's evolving. If you go back to the Dame Lee Baileys, you go back to the Julia McCars, you go back to the other women that I think was it Balls Deep or not Balls Deep, I think it was JMA or KLA I mentioned. These women are evolving. They're going to steady evolve. There's nothing you could really say or do about it. It's a sport. Like any sport, it's going to evolve. It's going to change. It's not going to stay in that same realm that it was when it first started. You're going from like I said again, you're going from people like Graz Portuguese, Richard McLeish, Carla Dunlap, to Corey Everson, Samuel Riddell, Tanya Knight, to Linda Murray, Bev Francis, Diane Dennis, sorry, Denise, Diane Dennis, Denise Wachowski, Kim Zavetsky, Vicky Gates, Laura Craval, Kim, Kim Perez, you know, Andrea Bachette, Lisa Auckland, Debbie Lesniewski, Iris, Alina, all these women, Hella, Margie, Andrea, Irene, Mona Porcellet, all these women are going to the next level. It's just that's what it is. The sport is evolving. It's steady going evolving. So it is. I definitely love the muscle ladies. Yeah, I know you do. Iris Kyle, like I say, Iris. Iris Alina in 2014. The judges, if they feel the judges didn't want Iris to win, they could have gave the title to Alina, but they didn't. They chose to go with Iris because she had the better condition, the better look. Maybe not. She wasn't the prettiest thing on the barge. Who's bigger, Natia or Ray Tony? I did. I'm gonna look at later. Balls. I had done a comparison video between Natalia and Renee. It's somewhere. You can go to my channel. You can find it. I think Renee's taller, but if you go by size, I have to go with Natalia. Renee was very impressive. She was, and she's one of those. I say, I wish she ever turned pro, but I think the judges didn't want to. I think the one thing was she was pushing the level of female bodybuilding, pushing femininity and masculinity. I think they felt like she was pushing it, and she never got the opportunity. She competed in the I think the NABBA or the WABBA, and I know some ladies who jumped from that division over to NPC because they wanted to come here because IFB is more recognized and more opportunity it was in those other divisions. But these women are changing. It's the next level. If any sport, it's not much you can do about it. It's progressing as athletes. You can say, well, I don't want to see, this and that, but that's not your choice. These women are going to be the next generation. These women that are coming up who are jumping from women's physique to women's bodybuilding. And like I said, I'm gonna show some quick pics of Jamie because, like I said, she is good. Even though she's not competing, she has a great physique. Pretty impressive. I mean, and she does has the more. I think the guys would say the more aesthetic looks, very much more feminine in a way. I know a lot of guys like the more feminine looking women in the sport of bodybuilding, and Jamie has that. She does, but the fact is she doesn't compete anymore. And look at the biceps. I think if she wants, she can come back and compete if she wants. But she knows she has to make the adjustments. She has to come in more. Like I said, even her division, the women are getting more shredded. Women are getting more larger. It's like any sport where it evolves. Like you remember when football started, guys were wearing leather helmets. Then they wear the helmets we see now with the face guards. The pads got bigger. The players got bigger. And yes, those players use steroids, balls deep. Yes, they use steroids. They get bigger. Some were just big country boys too, but yes, steroids help making your size. And also try to, steroids also is a way to lose weight. Helps you speed up your metabolism a little bit. And that's the thing is, the human body can only take so much. And even if you were a man with muscle, you can still die because that your body can't tell the difference between muscle and fat because there's a lot of size. There's a lot of stress in your heart. And I know I have a heart condition. And even I'm a man who's like heavy, but I haven't been losing weight. I came back from the gym this afternoon. I did like about good 40 minutes of working out, worked on some machines. I did a little cardio, did like 20 minutes on the bike, and I'm trying to take my time slowly because I think I don't want to blow myself out. because I just after before I went to see my orthopedic specialist. I got two bad knees. I got a shot in each of my knees, and sometimes it can be difficult. My knees don't want to work for me like it should. But I'm not going to say she is a oppressive young woman. I don't know how young she is, but I say respectfully oppressive young woman. And she being a trainer and instructor, she understands the what's in the sport, and I respect that. But at the same time, she's giving her thoughts of what she sees. And you have your right. This is about America. It was supposed to be a free country. It's funny how America like to say we're a free country, but the fact is, America, I think, always had envy communism because there's more control of the people. They can say, yeah, marriage was created, but after a while, when women, minorities got more rights, which America has been. This is I think her last time she looked away, she was like 2019. 2017. Look at her. You would look how her look at her triceps, look at her biceps, look at her around her, look at her. This was like about 5 years ago, and I'm telling you, it's she was evolving as an athlete. If you go back to the day how she used to look like, totally different thing. But like I said, any sport, these women are progressing. They are changing. They are evolving. It's not going to stay the same. Once you open that box, you can't unopen it. You can't put a rock on it and keep it closed. You have to accept the changes. Life's about change, folks. You got to accept it. So anyway, like I said, I'm not going to be here much longer. Me and Jamie are going to have an interview Thursday, 2:00 p.m. If you follow my channel, you should get the notification for it. We'll have a great discussion. We'll talk about her life as a competitive bodybuilder, her transition out of the sport of bodybuilding. We will try to get her perspective of why she feels like bodybuilding shouldn't be around. And also, I'm gonna give my thoughts, my opinion, being not just making content and from what I say, but also as a fan. I've been a fan of women bodybuilding for a long time. I've been a fan of bodybuilding since I can remember. But I think these ladies need to be recognized for their commitment and the passion for the sport. If this sport was more proper for them, then they can do as they want. But it's not. They're not getting a lot of money compared. Sometimes not getting sponsors. These ladies are paying out of their pockets. They are like I said, they compete in the red, and they are it's not as fortuitous for them to do this. I mean, it's tough financially on them, but they have a passion for a sport. Some ladies take some time off, say, let me stack my chips. I'll come back in 2 or 3 more years, so I want to compete. But and also some ladies get the pro card just to say, hey, I got a pro card. Now just get me like a kind of like being like a plunder. I'm saying I'm bonded. That's what it is, where I can train people. Say, hey, I'm an RSB pro. They're still paying their fees. They're not even competing. Some ladies who I follow say that I'm not competing in 5 or 6 years, but I still paying my ISB pro card dues because they need that recognition. It's great for when they put it on their social media, especially IG and Facebook, Twitter, and also some ladies on TikTok too, and also Facebook. They had to put that name. Hey, my name is what's the face IMB Pro. But if they stop paying, so they can't use it because that'd be like false advertising. Hey, you're not a pro anymore. You're not competing. So why you call yourself that? But this is a great discussion. As I said again, we're gonna have our interview Thursday at 2:00. Come by. I know you guys got a lot of free time. You ain't nothing to do because you can come on here around 3:00 till about 5:00 in the afternoon with me. You have a lot of free time. But much respect to my man Jared. I mean, I hope he's resting. We'll come back tomorrow next Monday. We're gonna figure out what we could talk about because, like I said, we have no shows that this weekend coming. There's supposed to be the Portuguese Pro in Portugal Pro in about a couple of weeks. I think it's the week after next. Actually, week after next. And like I said, we appreciate your brothers. I know y'all have your different ideals and perspectives. I respect that. But also remember, I'm going to have my perspectives and ideas. And also, this is my channel. I could be an asshole and boot you out by dope because you have the freedom of that. And that thing is, it's about freedom. America is not really free. No matter how much you like to say, hey, we're a free country, but you put guidelines of freedom. It's not really free. You put to me guidelines. What's considered free? And the reason why they, when America started, it was created by rich white old men who felt like women wouldn't have a right to do anything, minorities wouldn't have the right to do anything. And then when that changed, they just didn't like it. Then they're going to use the excuse say, well, like it's not really America. No, it's America supposed to be free for everybody. My ancestors wouldn't allow were considered one third human. You know, and even when there was black people doing abortions, no one had a problem with that. But when white women decided to say, you know what, I don't want to have a baby with you, then that became a problem. It encroached on the white man's control and dominance of women. That's been the problem. It didn't have a problem when blacks did it and other minorities did it, but it had a problem when their women started doing it. So anyway, I'd like to appreciate y'all for coming through. My band Balls Deep, G-Cell, JM 2021, KL, A, Don't Go Against Nature, my man Jen, all the people that came through making comments. I appreciate y'all sharing your time. Like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with somebody who is in the sport of bodybuilding and get their perspective on it, what they think, what their opinion. For one thing, she needs to talk about more is how can IFB be more profitable for not just the men, but also for the women. That's the one thing she should be talking about. Because I know as a competitor, it costs her more to compete compared to men. She had to get a $2,000 posing suit, got to get her hair and makeup done, where guys got to put on a banana hammock and slap on a tanning solution. So like I say, much respect to Pit Jamie. I'm gonna join this conversation with her. When I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna listen to her thoughts and also share her mind. And we're gonna see where we can meet at an even ground. So anyway, folks, I appreciate y'all for coming through and listening to me. Thank you for sharing your comments. Like I said, comment, share, subscribe. Reach out to somebody who is in the sport of bodybuilding. Get their thought for this Jay Pinder situation, or just get a thought on the bodybuilding world in general. Some people don't want to talk about it because they're kind of like it's in mindset that they don't want to talk about it. But they, sometimes you have to, you got to let the truth come out and speak it, and give it, just do what you feel like is right for you and yourself. Oh, also, while I'm on here, before I go out, I want to say happy birthday for a lady who I've become quite lovely acquainted with. Today is her birthday. And I think she's one of the major female bodybuilders in the world. We talk on the phone, we talk on IG. I think she just has a great physique. I love her physique. It gives me reminders of classic female bodybuilding. You can follow on social media. You follow on my channel. You know her. You just did a video for her this morning for which I have a very happy birthday. I sent her a little picture for her birthday. She thanks me for it. We become great acquaintances. She has her thoughts of what bodybuilding should be, and I respect her thoughts. But also, I respect her. But I think she has a great physique, great throwback to women from back in the day. Miss Jada Beverly. Look at that! Wow. Look at the abs. And this was after she did the Indy. She had a photo session for Annie Rivicchio and with Rivicchio. I think Rivicchio, if I want to get right. Annie had a great physique back in the day. You remember Annie? She had a great physique. Jada has great lines, great look. Let's talk that she's taking some time off to rest, recover. Maybe she might go back to Wynn's physique. That's just a maybe. I don't know. I'm just but she had a great. I just love Jada's body. I think she's also what we see and feel about it. She's very feminine and attractive. So like I said, I give respect to her. She's a great lady. Here we have she looks sexy. I know what you're doing right now on Balls Deep. Put the tissue in the sanitizer, brother. Roberta Truth. I think I heard about her. I think she's a Brazilian. I think I heard about her. But Jada, I want to wish her a happy birthday. I sent her a thing on her. I text her a little picture for her birthday. She loves it. She appreciates it. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you quick because like I said, she has great features about her. I think she's a beautiful woman, amazing woman. I think this is a woman that really, I think, could really maybe turn the tides of bodybuilding, all depending. But she loved the picture I sent her. This is the picture I sent her. She just has great features about her. Very feminine, big eyelashes, the beautiful lips, beautiful color. I love my sisters of melanin. I love her hair. She does take gear. She says she is, but she takes it in amount enough to help her get ready to prepare for the show. So you can't say it's just not just the mannish looking ones, it's off. It's also time. It's also the girls. Um, oh no, balls deep. Put her IG up. Ah, man, you just Merry birthday to Jada. Jada, it's Jada. Yeah, not Jada. Jada, not J. The balls deep. You know how to spell, brother. I think that BC calls yourself a natural bodybuilder. I think it's affecting your brain. But Jade is a beautiful woman, and I think this is a good example of a woman who is a bodybuilder, who is attractive, but also she's a competitor, and she knows what she has to do to get to the next level. But she has her thoughts on women's bodybuilding, and somewhat I agree with it. But other stuff she got to realize, it's like any sport, it's progressive and changing. It's never going to stay the same. No matter what you think of it, it's never going to really stay the same. So for Balls Deep, I'm gonna put the link in the description. Balls Deep, you perv. I know you having your wet dreams about Jada. You want to cover with baby oil and watch your body shine. But like any competitor, these women, they need to be recognized. And also shout outs to the ladies who did the Brazilian show, all ladies in all divisions. Some of them, the names I'm not going to repeat because it's hard to repeat because but respect to them. I hope we see more of them in the future. Brazil has a great bevy of women from in all divisions, from women's bodybuilding, women's physique, women's to be I would say more the muscle divisions, what I call physique, figure, and bodybuilding. Now, you got wellness, and you have bikini, you have fitness too. But truly, the true female bodybuilder, true muscle women divisions, to me, is women's open, women's physique, and figure. Those women, they do bring a level of muscle. That even though there are different aspects of it, it is women's bodybuilding. So, well, folks, I'm going to head out. It's already past 5 o'clock, so I'm just going to put something in the microwave and warm it up and then have my supper. So all to you who came through here, supporting my channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. I really appreciate all my brothers out here, all my fans of all you bodybuilding freaks out there. Much luck to you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. This coming weekend is going to be 4th of July weekend. So, be careful out there. Don't do something that I wouldn't do. Balls deep, don't do too much drinking, don't too much weed. Just keep it home if you can. It's not, hey, it's easier, why spend the money to go someplace else where, you can stay at home and just watch the beach on TV and eat a couple of hot dogs. But anyway, this is me, all with George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, subscribe, don't like, subscribe. I'm out. Have a great day.